I'm telling you, Tom, the beak was half a yard long.
You have had too much of this sour wine, Marie. There is no such thing.
I am entirely sober, unfortunately. I saw him with my own eyes, walking out of the great gates of the Palais des Papes.
A grown man, parading around the streets in a giant leather bird mask. You expect me to believe this?
Head to toe in heavy waxed leather, with a wide-brimmed hat and glass eyes like a dead fish. He looked like a nightmare.
And the Pope is actually paying for this? Clement sits in his fortress behind two roaring walls of fire, and his brilliant plan is to send out giant pigeons to save us?
Not just pigeons. Pigeons stuffed with herbs.
What? Like a roasting hen at a banquet?
Exactly like a roasting hen. The apothecary on the corner said they stuffed the beak full of mint, rose petals, and camphor.
Oh, well, thank God for that. I was deeply worried the Great Mortality would kill us all, but at least we will die smelling like a nobleman's bathwater.
Keep your voice down, you fool. The papal guards do not like people mocking the new physicians.
The guards are too busy nailing shutters to care about our jokes. Look out the window, Marie. Look at our street.
I try very hard not to look out the window.
That house across the street was full of people 3 days ago. Now it's just a wooden tomb. They nailed the doors from the outside.
I know, Tom. And I can hear the coffin maker next door.
Hammer, 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 day and night without a pause. I swear the man is making more money than the Pope himself right now.
Which is why people are desperate enough to hire the bird doctors. The apothecary said they carry a long wooden pointer, too.
To point at the dead bodies. We have eyes, Marie. We don't need a stick to tell us who is rotting in the gutters.
No, to examine the patients without touching them. They poke your buboes with the stick from across the room.
Imagine lying in your bed, coughing up black blood, fever burning your brain, and a giant leather crow walks in to poke you with a broom handle.
The apothecary swears it is advanced medicine, Tom. The spices purify the corrupt air before it reaches the nose.
My humors would be perfectly balanced if I could afford to flee to the countryside like the wealthy cardinals did.
Even the cardinals are dying out there in the estates. The bad air follows them. It doesn't matter how fast you ride.
I suppose you're right. But if I get the sickness, promise me one thing.
What is it?
Do not let the bird doctor near me. I absolutely refuse to let my last earthly sight be a giant. Spice-stuffed chicken poking me with a stick.
You don't have anywhere near enough coin to hire the bird doctor anyway, so you can rest easy on that front.
Good. I will take my chances with the local barber down the lane. At least he just bleeds you until you politely pass out.
You joke about it, but I saw what happened to the baker's wife.
Which baker? Not old Henri?
Yes, old Henri. He paid an absolute fortune for one of those new beak doctors to visit his house on Tuesday.
And did the magical mint and camphor cure the black swellings?
The doctor poked her with his stick, prescribed genuine theriac viper flesh, opium, and crushed emeralds, and left with half of Henri's life savings.
Crushed emeralds? You cannot be serious. Where does a baker get emeralds?
He doesn't. Henri sold his ovens and all his flour reserves just to pay the apothecary for a single vial of it.
Did she live?
The death cart took her away this morning, and I heard Henri coughing when I walked past the shop.
Christ. So the bird mask protects absolutely no one. It's just theater.
It protects the doctor from the terrible smell, I suppose. It does nothing for us.
Pour me another cup of that terrible wine, Marie.
It costs a whole copper piece for a cup now. The tavern keeper raised the price again.
What else are we saving our copper for? To buy crushed emeralds?
Fair enough. Drink up then.
To the giant leather pigeons of Avignon. Long may they peck at our empty purses.
May they fly away and never come back.
Wait, do you hear that?
The hammering? Yes, it's driving me mad.
No, it stopped.
Oh, that is worse, isn't it?
Much worse. Pour the wine.
I'm just saying, If you are going to pay 3 florins for a wax death mask, you should really make sure your nose has not already rotted off.
Wait, he actually paid 3 florins? For Master Henri to pour boiling hot wax over his plague boils?
4, actually, if you count the emergency rush fee. Because his weeping wife was absolutely terrified he would burst open before the wax could set.
The sheer ungodly vanity of these papal clerks never ceases to amaze me.
Oh, but it gets so much better. Henri accidentally ripped off half the man's left eyebrow when he finally peeled the hardened mold away.
Stop it. You are lying. Did they have to paint a new one on the wax?
Worse. They panicked and glued on a little tuft of rat fur they found in the workshop.
God save us, a rat? The very thing spreading this foul pestilence from the docks?
Henri tried to tell the widow it was premium imported squirrel, but I know a filthy sewer rat's pelt when I see one.
Well, at least he will look incredibly dashing when they inevitably toss his corpse into the Rhône.
They are not tossing the clerks into the river anymore. The Pope consecrated the entire river last week, remember?
Right. Clement waves his heavy ring from a high window, and suddenly the entire Rhône is a holy graveyard.
It is terribly convenient for the widows. You just roll your blackened husband off the bridge and consider him fully blessed.
Assuming you can even get to the bridge without tripping over a dead priest. Every single one in this parish caught the rot hearing deathbed confessions.
It is getting crowded out there. Even the coffin maker next door is starting to cut his corners.
I noticed. The banging stopped at noon, and now he is just stacking untreated pine boards against our wall.
He told me he is making group models now. Buy 1 crate, fit 3 bodies.
A family package. How incredibly economical of him.
I asked him what happens if you only have 1 dead relative to bury. He looked at me and said, "Just wait a day."
Christ, Yvette. That is bleak even for Avignon in the summertime.
I did not laugh in front of him, but I swear I almost choked on my veil.
You know the house on our right? The one with the wooden shutters nailed shut from the outside?
The baker's house. Yes. I try very hard not to look at it when I walk past.
I heard them scratching at the wood yesterday. Just tiny, frantic little scratches from the inside.
Marie, please. I'm really trying to enjoy my watered-down wine right now.
I am just saying, if I suddenly get the black spots, do not let them nail me inside. Drag me to the river yourself.
I will absolutely not drag your heavy corpse to the river. I will hire Master Henri to make you a beautiful death mask.
With rat fur eyebrows?
Only the absolute finest sewer rats for my dearest friend in the world.
You are a monster. Truly, a terrible monster.
If I stop making jokes, Marie, I will start listening to the wooden wheels. And once you start listening to the carts, you never stop.
The carts literally never stop. It sounds like thunder that refuses to break.
That is exactly why I drink. To drown out the sound of the wooden wheels.
Do you think the Pope can hear the carts from way up in the Palais?
Clement? No. He sits perfectly still between 2 massive roaring fires all day and night.
Roaring fires in June. The man is roasting himself alive just to avoid breathing the bad air.
Honestly, if I had a giant stone fortress and unlimited firewood, I would probably be roasting myself too.
I heard he doesn't even let the cardinals into his chamber anymore. They just shout their prayers through the heavy oak doors.
Imagine being the Supreme Pontiff, hiding in a sweaty room while your flock drops dead in the streets below.
I do not have to imagine them. The wind shifted at noon, and I can smell the dying flock from this table.
That is probably just the coffin maker's wood glue. Or the baker's house.
It is the smell of the end of the world, Yvette.
Maybe it is. But the tavern is still open.
And the wine is still cheap.
So we drink.
We drink until the scratching stops.
Drink until the carts sound like music.
That might take the entire barrel.
Then we order the barrel. The world is ending, Marie, so keep your coin purse open.
Fair enough. Pour me another cup.
To Master Henri's rat fur.
May it haunt the Rhône forever.
So I told him, if you're going to tie a live toad to your armpit, you at least need to make sure the toad isn't already sick.
You gave medical advice to a man who smells like a swamp and bleeds himself every Tuesday?
He paid 3 silver pieces for that toad, Elara.
And the toad died, didn't it?
Exploded, actually.
Good for the toad, honestly, getting out of Avignon while it still can.
Don't joke. The Pope's own physician says the venom draws out the bad humors.
The Pope is sitting between 2 giant roaring fires in the dead of June. Reynard.
Well, His Holiness is still breathing, isn't he?
Only because the plague doctors haven't decided to shave his backside and rub a plucked pigeon on it yet.
Wait, does the pigeon thing work? Because Thomas the baker has a coop full of them.
Do not steal Thomas's pigeons to rub on your backside.
If not pigeons, what about the leeches? The physician from Montpellier says we need to balance the blood by draining the left arm until you pass out.
Yes, because the best way to fight off a deadly sickness is to intentionally bleed yourself until you can't stand up.
He says it cools the liver.
It cools your entire body permanently because you're dead on the floor.
I'm just saying, we need options. What about the Vickery method? The barber surgeon down the lane swears by it.
Oh, the Vickery method, where they slice your swollen nodes open and pack the wound with a mixture of tree resin, white lily roots, and human excrement?
It sounds scientifically balanced. You have the floral notes to fight the miasma and the resin to bind it.
And the excrement to guarantee you die of an entirely different infection before the plague can even finish the job.
He charges a premium for it. Only the finest aristocratic dung from the papal palace.
Reynard, if you ever let a man pack my wounds with royal feces, I will haunt you until the end of days.
I'm trying to be proactive. Yesterday I drank a cup of crushed emeralds and 10-year-old vinegar because a monk told me it cured the pestilence.
It was green glass from a broken wine bottle, you absolute idiot.
It tasted expensive.
It tasted like bleeding gums, which is what you had for the rest of the afternoon.
Did you see the house across the street? The one with the shutters nailed shut?
Hard to miss.
They drank the dried clay from the holy shrines, just like the apothecary said.
Drinking mud doesn't save you from the Great Mortality, Reynard.
But the apothecary swore upon the cross.
The apothecary is currently stacked behind the workshop next door. He didn't even get a pine box. They're out of wood, so he's just wrapped in a shroud.
He is?
I saw them measure him this morning.
Oh, that explains the hammering.
Yes, and the smell.
God's wounds. What are we supposed to do then? Just wait to die?
We sit here, we drink this terrible ale, and we hope the miasma blows toward the English.
I heard the English are already dying.
Then drink to the English.
I also heard a guy in the market selling a tincture of roasted arsenic and unicorn horn. He says it makes you sweat out the black blood.
It makes you sweat out your internal organs. Dying of poison is not a plan.
It's better than waiting for the swelling to start. It's better than waiting to be nailed inside your own house.
Stop yelling.
I coughed this morning, Elara.
You inhaled a fly.
It felt deep in the chest.
It was a very large fly.
My neck feels hot.
We are in southern France in the middle of the summer, and you are wearing a heavy wool tunic.
I need a cure. I really, really need a cure.
There is no cure. Not the frogs, not the pigeons, not the glass emeralds.
Then why is the Pope paying for them?
Because half the cardinals have died since January, and the court is terrified they won't have enough living men to elect a replacement. Rich men would rather buy a ridiculous lie than accept a terrifying truth.
I have 3 silver pieces left.
Good, that buys us another pitcher.
Ellie doesn't cure the plague, Elara.
No, but it makes the coffin maker's hammering a little quieter.
Should we ask Thomas about the pigeons, just in case?
Drink your ale, Reynard.
They nailed his door shut while he was still inside,
Pierre?
with his whole family. The papal guard brought a carpenter.
A carpenter. Like it's a renovation.
His wife was screaming from the upstairs window, and the carpenter just kept hammering.
Pierre knew the rules. Everyone caught past the barricades after Vespers gets sealed in.
He went to see his mother. She's dying.
Everyone's mother is dying, Thomas. That's the whole situation.
A man visits his own dying mother, and they wall him up like a heretic.
I didn't say it was fair. I said I understand why they do it.
Enlighten me.
Pierre visits his mother, catches it, stops at the baker on the way home, and suddenly you're coughing into your wine. That's why they do it.
That's very logical for someone on her fourth cup.
Logic gets easier the more you drink. That's just science.
You sound like the physicians. Don't open your windows. Don't look at the sick. Breathe through a cloth soaked in vinegar.
The vinegar one works.
It does not.
It keeps people away from you, which has roughly the same effect.
Did you hear about Marseille? They caught a merchant sneaking past the harbor chain in a rowboat, 12 bolts of silk on his lap, middle of the night.
Always silk with these people.
They branded him on the face.
Good.
Good?
If you risk bringing plague to a whole city for 12 bolts of silk, you deserve something memorable.
The man wasn't even sick. They burned the word pestifere right across his forehead.
Then he's already dead. No one will touch him, feed him, or let him through a door.
For silk.
That brand is a death sentence without the courtesy of an execution.
You have a poet's gift for horror.
I've had practice.
And here the papal council nailed a new order to the church door this morning. Report anyone with a persistent cough to the night watch.
Who tells the physicians, who sends the guards with planks.
That's the chain, yes.
So now a summer cold makes you Pierre.
What about Narbonne? They hung a quarantine runner from the city gate and left him swinging there for a week.
A rotting body swinging over the main road. I suppose irony isn't required coursework for magistrates.
His Holiness himself hasn't left the palace in 3 months. Sits between 2 enormous bonfires all day because his physicians told him the heat purifies the air.
Does it work?
He's alive, isn't he?
So is every rat in Avignon? That proves nothing about bonfires.
Must be nice. The bankers fled to their lavender hills. His Holiness hides behind bonfires, and we share a wall with the coffin maker.
Don't joke about Guillaume. He's working so hard his hands shake.
You're right, I'm sorry.
He told me yesterday he's run out of lids. Just building open boxes now.
Jesus.
They're not even nailing them shut. Straight into the pit.
Have you thought about leaving?
Leaving Avignon.
The roads north are still open. My cousin says Burgundy hasn't been touched yet.
Your cousin also said garlic in your shoes prevents infection.
I'm serious.
So am I. The papal guard has crossbow permission on runners now. Crossbows, Thomas. Like we're deserters fleeing a siege.
Aren't we? Staying here feels like waiting to die in formation.
And running feels like dying tired on a road with a bolt in your back.
There's got to be something between obedience and a crossbow bolt.
There is. It's called luck, and I don't think either of us has had much lately.
So what do we do?
We finish our drinks. We go home and lock our doors.
And tomorrow?
Tomorrow we come back here and have this exact conversation again.
That's your plan?
That's everyone's plan. We just don't say it out loud.
Pour me another.
I already did.
You went to his house?
I went to his door. There's a difference.
There is no difference. The man wears a bird face and charges people to die slower.
He doesn't charge them to die slower. He charges them to die with hope. Much more expensive.
What did it smell like?
Roses. And something under the roses that the roses were losing to.
God. Did he answer in the mask?
The mask, the gloves, the full waxed coat. Like a man dressed for rain that never stops.
My neighbor saw one walking through the Jewish quarter last week. Said he moved like a priest at last rites, except a priest at least shows his face.
They say the Pope's own physician wears one now, even inside the palace.
The Pope left. The Pope is sitting in his country house, pretending Avignon is someone else's problem.
Well, his physician stayed. Someone has to wear the beak.
A brave man.
A man with no other way to make 12 livres.
I heard the beak is stuffed with flowers. Lavender, juniper, rose petals.
It is, I asked him. He said the sweet air pushes out the foul air. Very scientific.
Sweet air.
He said it with complete confidence, standing in a room where 3 people died last Tuesday.
And you just stood there talking to a giant bird.
A giant bird who wanted 12 livres for a consultation.
12 livres.
For 12 livres, he pokes you with a cane, tells you to drink vinegar, and recommends prayer. For 20, he also bleeds you.
What a bargain. I can bleed myself for free just walking through this city.
That's essentially what I told him.
Did he laugh?
You can't tell if they're laughing. The beak doesn't move. He just stared at me, like a heron deciding whether a fish is worth the effort.
My cousin went to a different one, over by the river. Said he carried a pomander the size of a child's head and kept waving it at her like he was blessing her.
They all think they're blessing you. That's the whole trick. Dress like a nightmare, act like a saint, charge like a cardinal.
I would have run.
You would have paid the 12 livres and you know it.
I might have paid the 12 livres. So what happened? Did you let him do the consultation?
I let him do the consultation.
Margot.
It wasn't for me.
What do you mean it wasn't for you?
I described someone else's symptoms. Told him it was a neighbor.
Whose symptoms?
My sister's.
When?
3 days ago. The swelling under her arm. She said it was a spider bite, and I wanted to believe her, so I did, for about an hour.
Margot.
Don't. I know what you're going to say.
I wasn't going to say anything.
You were going to say I shouldn't have gone home after, that I should stay away.
I was going to ask if she's eating.
A little. Breath. She threw it up twice, but she's trying.
That's something.
She once argued with a bishop about the price of candles for 40 minutes. She's not going to let some swelling win.
What did the bird man say about the symptoms?
Vinegar compresses. Lance the swelling if it gets worse. Burn everything she's touched.
Will you?
I burned the bedding. I'm not burning her dress. She loves that dress. She'll kill me when she gets better.
When she gets better.
When she gets better?
Are you going back to him?
Tomorrow. He said if the swelling goes down on its own, that's a good sign. If it doesn't, he'll come to the house.
For 12 livres.
For 20. House calls cost more. Apparently the bird outfit is heavier than it looks.
You're joking about this.
What else am I supposed to do with it?
Do you want another drink?
I want 4 more drinks, but I should go back. She doesn't like being alone when it gets dark. She hears the carts.
We all hear the carts.
She counts them.
Split the hen open while it was still alive, pressed it against the swelling, and told her to hold it there until it stopped moving.
The hen or the patient?
The hen. Though by the time I saw her, I genuinely could not tell which one looked worse.
And this is what the papal physicians are recommending.
Oh, that's the sensible one. That's the cure people are paying good money for.
Good money for a dead hen strapped to a boil.
You haven't heard what they did to Arnaud.
The wool merchant?
The physician lanced the bubo, fine, that I understand, then packed the wound with a paste of human excrement, tree resin, and crushed marigold.
In what proportion?
Pierre, I truly don't think the proportion is the detail you should be questioning.
Fair. And he survived?
He's alive. Though his whole left side now smells like a latrine caught fire in a flower garden, so Alive is doing a lot of work.
God in heaven.
Then there was the physician from Montpellier who tried molten gold.
Molten gold.
Poured it directly into a cut. The theory being that gold purifies everything it touches.
And did it purify him?
It purified him of being alive, yes.
Whatever happened to bleeding and leeches? At least those had some dignity to them.
The barber bled old Colette 3 times in 1 week. By Friday, she was white as altar linen.
3 times.
Her daughter asked when she'd improve. The barber said, "I swear on the Virgin she needed another bleeding because the bad blood was hiding."
Hiding.
In her body. From the barber.
To be fair to the blood, it was probably running out of places to go.
Then there's the one who told his patients to sit in the sewers.
In the sewers.
His theory is the plague travels through foul air. So if you breathe air that's already the foulest imaginable, the plague can't get in. The space is already occupied.
That is genuinely the stupidest thing I have ever heard. And I once watched a man try to shoe a goat.
Then you'll love the Pope's remedy.
His Holiness has a remedy?
He sits between 2 enormous bonfires in his private chamber. In June. His physicians told him the heat burns the pestilence from the air before it reaches him.
So the Holy Father is roasting himself alive. On purpose.
Like a capon on a spit. And no one can tell him he looks ridiculous, because he is, technically, the vicar of Christ.
He paid 80,000 florins for this city. The man is not leaving.
4 shirts a day, I'm told.
Someone should tell all these physicians that killing the patient still counts as losing the patient.
I think they know. I think they just have nothing else to try.
Still, at least the Pope is alive. So the bonfires work about as well as everything else.
How long have you had that cough?
What cough?
Pierre.
It's dust. From next door.
The coffin maker's workshop.
Someone has to help him. The gravediggers stopped coming south of the river 2 weeks ago.
You've been carrying bodies.
Not carrying. Moving. There's a dignity in the word.
There is no dignity in the word, and there is none in the work, and you know that.
There are children in those houses, Blanche. You can't leave the dead in the room with the living.
And you didn't think to mention this before I spent half an hour describing every horrible cure in Avignon.
Honestly, listening to you talk was the best part of my week.
You impossible man.
I know.
Promise me you'll stop.
I'll stop when there's no one left to carry.
The way things are going, that could be Tuesday.
Then we drink to Tuesday.
To Tuesday.
I'm telling you, it wasn't a man.
It was a man, Remy.
It had a beak. A beak, Gilles. Men do not have beaks.
It's a mask. Leather. Waxed. Stuffed with rosemary and whatever else they think keeps them breathing.
You've seen one up close?
Seen one? One walked past my shop yesterday. Black robe down to the ground, glass eyes, that beak sticking out half a foot.
Half a foot.
Looked like a heron someone dressed for a funeral.
And you just stood there?
What was I going to do? Invite him in? Offer him wine?
I'd have run.
You'd have stood there same as me, mouth open, trying to decide if God had sent a bird or the devil had sent a puppet.
They say there's one on the Rue des Marchands who doesn't speak. Just points.
Points at what?
At you. If he thinks you have it, he points. Then the men with the cart come by morning.
That's not medicine. That's sorting.
That's exactly what it is.
My master, God rest him, 2 weeks now. He said the beak is full of vinegar and cloves. The idea being the pestilence travels by smell.
Does it work?
My master believed it. Stuffed cloves up his nose every morning. Died on a Tuesday.
So no.
The cloves survived, though. Perfectly fine.
I heard the doctors in Montpellier wear red robes instead of black.
Red robes. Death must be terrified.
I'm only saying what I heard.
You know what else I heard? The Pope, God's own representative, up in that palace on the hill, has been sitting between two enormous fires for a month, day and night, in June. His physicians told him fire purifies the air.
Is it working?
He's alive. But so am I, and I've been sitting between 2 cups of bad wine. Maybe wine purifies the air.
You joke. But have you seen the house across from yours? The one they nailed shut?
The Berenger family.
One of those doctors went in 3 days ago.
I know. I watched him go in.
Did he come back out?
Took about an hour. Came out slow, like a man leaving church. No rush. The sermon was already over.
Anyone else come out?
No.
God.
4 children in that house. I built their father's coffin last month. Now I suppose I'll build the rest. Can't even light a candle for them. Beeswax costs 5 times what it did. People are stealing them out of churches.
How do you do it?
I measure the wood. I cut the wood. I try not to think about who fits inside it.
That's not what I meant.
I know what you meant.
There's something else, isn't there? Something you're not telling me.
When he came out of the Berenger house, he stopped, right there in the street, and he looked at my door.
Looked at it how?
The way you look at something you expect to come back to.
Gills.
I found chalk on my doorframe this morning, a small cross right at the top where you wouldn't notice unless you were looking.
That could be anything. Children. Or...
It's not children.
Do you feel well?
I feel fine. Completely fine. That's almost the worst part, isn't it? You feel fine right up until you don't.
Come, stay with me. My house is across the river. The air is better.
Better. Remy, I have watched this thing walk through walls and locked doors and prayers. I don't think a river is going to slow it down.
Then what do we do?
We do what we're doing. We sit here. We drink this. And tomorrow I go back to measuring wood.
You are a stubborn man.
I'm a coffin maker. Stubbornness is all I've got left.
To stubbornness, then.
To stubbornness and bad wine. And whatever comes tomorrow.
Like a heron that crawled out of hell and charged you 6 deniers for the privilege.
You actually saw one up close?
Saw one. He walked past me on the Rue des Marchands. I crossed myself so fast I nearly dislocated my shoulder.
And the beak, it's really that long?
Long as my forearm. Stuffed with flowers and camphor and God knows what else. Like if you could cure death with a nice enough bouquet.
I heard they stuff it with cloves and myrrh.
Oh, very liturgical. A man dressed like a demon bird, smelling like Christmas mass. That'll fix the pestilence.
But they do help some people, don't they?
They help some people into their graves faster, if that counts.
Colette.
I'm sorry, but Jean, the baker's wife, her neighbor called a plague doctor. Leather coat, gloves, wax head to foot.
Wax.
He looked like something you'd burn, not something you'd pay.
What did he do?
He pressed a live chicken against the man's neck, against the swelling.
A chicken?
A live one. Apparently the chicken absorbs the poison. Or the sin. I stopped asking which.
Did it work?
The man died Thursday. The chicken died Wednesday. So in a way, yes, the chicken took something.
That's horrible.
That's 12 deniers for a dead chicken and a man in a bird mask.
Some of them trained in Montpellier. They're real physicians.
Oh, trained! Wonderful. Trained to lance the buboes with a red-hot poker and pack the wound with human waste.
That can't be real.
Ask anyone on the Rue de la Sonnerie. They heard the screaming for 3 streets.
Christ.
Supposedly, the man lived. Walking funny, but living.
So it does work sometimes.
Everything works sometimes. Prayer works sometimes. Running works sometimes. Drinking works every time, at least for a few hours. Running works especially well if you're a priest. Half the parishes around here can't find one to bury their dead.
You're not helping.
Why are you asking so many questions about plague doctors, Agnes?
It's Isabel.
Your sister.
3 days now. She won't let me look at her neck, but I can see her wincing every time she turns her head.
Agnes!
I already called one.
You when?
This morning. He comes at Vespers.
And you sat here listening to me talk about chicken corpses and hot pokers, and you said nothing?
I needed to hear it. All of it. I needed to know what I'm letting into my house.
You should have told me.
If I told you, you'd have been kind about it. I didn't need kind. I needed someone to tell me the worst so I could decide if I could stomach it.
And can you?
She's my sister. I can stomach anything.
Even a man who smells like Christmas Mass and kills chickens.
Even that.
Then I'm coming with you!
You don't have to do that.
If some bird-faced lunatic is going to wave poultry at my best friend's sister, I want to be there to make sure he uses a fresh one.
Colette, I'm serious.
So am I. Nobody should face a plague doctor alone. Not even the patient.
Thank you.
Drink up. We'll need to be brave by Vespers, and I have never once been brave sober.
He made the man drink something silver, not wine silver, actual quicksilver from a vial, while the poor bastard was screaming.
And this was a physician.
Licensed by the faculty at Montpellier, if you believe his papers.
Did it work?
The man stopped screaming.
Well, that's technically a result.
Then he took a live toad, a fat one, still kicking, pressed it against the bubo on the man's neck, and bound it there with linen.
A toad?
He said the toad draws the poison out through the skin. You leave it until the toad dies. Then you put on a fresh one.
How many toads did this require?
3. Toads died on that man's neck before the doctor was satisfied.
And the patient?
Also died. But apparently the toads were very promising.
God rest the toads.
The doctor seemed genuinely surprised, kept looking at the last one like it had personally betrayed him.
The professional disappointment of a man outperformed by a frog.
And the mask? You've seen them? The long beak stuffed with flowers and camphor. He stood over this dying man, looking like a heron that wandered into a butcher's shop.
I've heard they put vinegar-soaked sponges in the beak.
Vinegar, lavender, rose petals, whatever smells strong enough to block out the rot. Meanwhile, the patient just lies there breathing the actual air.
So the doctor protects himself, and the patient gets a toad.
That is a fair summary of medicine in Avignon, yes.
What else does this heron do?
He bleeds them. Cuts a vein in the arm, lets it pour into a bowl, then reads the color like a priest reading scripture.
Reads the color.
Too dark, the humors are corrupted. Too bright, the fever is in the blood.
And if it's just normal blood?
Then you need more leeches. There's always a next step, Renee. They never just say, I don't know.
No one in this city says, I don't know. The Pope himself doesn't know why God sent this pestilence, but he's still selling indulgences for it.
At least the Pope doesn't make you swallow quicksilver.
Give him time.
There's also a surgeon who swears by pigeon. You split a live one in half and press it against the bubo while it's still warm.
So the entire cutting edge of Christendom's medicine is pressing different animals onto the sick and hoping for the best.
Different dead animals. The pigeon has to be freshly killed. There are standards.
Margot, why do you know all of this?
Someone told me Dr. Giraud was the best plague physician left in the city.
Left in the city? That just means the others are dead.
He charges 4 sous for a consultation. 6 if he has to actually enter the room.
2 extra sous for the honor of standing near you dressed as a bird.
Thomas has a swelling under his arm. Since Tuesday.
Oh.
It's the size of an egg. He couldn't get his shirt on this morning without crying out.
Have you told anyone?
I'm telling you. Over wine. In a tavern next to a coffin maker who's been hammering through the night for a week.
What did Giraud say?
I sat in a plague house 3 hours watching him work before I could ask. I needed to know he was more than a beak and a bag of dead toads.
And
He can lance it, cut it open, drain it, pack it with theriac and prey. He said sometimes they survive if you catch it early.
sometimes,
Sometimes is more than nothing, Renee.
and the quicksilver, the toads, the pigeon.
I told him if he brings a toad anywhere near my husband, I'll make him eat it.
Good.
Guy Road starts tomorrow morning. I have to boil the linens tonight.
You want company? For the walk home.
Yes, I think I do.
I am just saying, if you strap a plucked, live chicken to your armpit, you do not have a cure. You have a very angry bird.
Guy de Chauliac swears by it, Perret.
The Pope's physician also told half of Avignon to sit in the open sewers to drive out the bad air.
And did it work?
They died smelling like absolute shit, Bastien.
At least they were being proactive.
I would rather take my chances with the foul air than drown in the latrine behind the baker's shop.
You say that now, but when the sweat starts, you will be begging for a dung heap.
If I ever beg you for a dung heap, do me a favor and throw me in the river instead.
The river is full of corpses. It would hardly be an upgrade.
True, but the river doesn't charge me 10 florins for the privilege of dying.
My cousin paid 20 florins for a crushed emerald potion.
Emeralds? He drank crushed emeralds?
Mixed with rose water and a little bit of dried toad.
Did it save him from the Great Mortality?
No. It tore up his insides and he bled out through his bowels by Tuesday.
Money well spent then.
He looked very wealthy right up until the end.
This is exactly what I mean about these physicians.
They are learned men who studied the humors in Paris.
They are fools who read Greek texts while people bleed out in the streets.
I delivered a dispatch from Paris today, fumigated over vinegar so thick it burned my eyes. The king's doctor claims it is all because Jupiter and Saturn aligned badly.
Ah, yes, the planets. Very convenient to blame the stars when your leeches do nothing.
I would take leeches over the hot iron. Did you hear what they did to the blacksmith?
Burned the swellings right off?
With his own poker? Said the fire purifies the venom.
Did it?
Well, he is dead from the burns, but he didn't have the plague anymore.
A flawless medical victory.
The Pope is sitting between two massive roaring fires right now to purify his room.
It is June, in southern France.
Which proves he is holy, because anyone else would have roasted like a Christmas goose.
I laugh, but I cannot stop listening to the hammering from the coffin maker next door.
He is doing exceptional business this month.
I think he is the only man in Avignon who isn't praying for a miracle.
I bought a vial of thieves' vinegar from a monk this morning.
Bastien. No.
It has garlic and rue in it.
It has whatever the monk scraped off his boots.
I am washing my hands with it, just in case.
You smell like a pickled herring.
A living pickled herring.
For now.
Why are you so bitter about men of medicine?
Because my brother didn't die of the black swellings, Bastien.
I thought you said the sickness took him last week.
The sickness gave him a fever.
And
the physician gave him a paste of arsenic and crushed eggshells to eat.
Oh, Perret.
He was so desperate to live, he swallowed every bite.
I didn't know.
He died thrashing on the floor. And that learned man stood over his body and demanded his payment.
That is horrible.
So forgive me if I do not believe in the magic of live chickens and crushed emeralds.
I will throw the thieves' vinegar away.
Keep it. It covers up the smell of the dead cart.
It really does.
Just promise me one thing.
Anything.
If I start coughing, do not call the doctor.
What should I do?
Buy me a drink and let me die in peace.
I can afford a drink.
Good.
To outliving the doctors, then.
To outliving the doctors.
I'm telling you, Luke, it has to be a live chicken, or the foul humors simply won't transfer.
A live chicken.
Plucked entirely bare on the rump. Yes.
And you just strap the bird's naked arse directly onto the plague boil.
Exactly, until the chicken starts panting and absorbs the venom from your blood.
Guy, that is the stupidest thing I have ever heard in my entire life.
It is established medical science.
It is farmyard assault.
Master de Chauliac himself swears by it, and he is the Pope's personal physician.
The Pope is currently sitting between two massive roaring fires in the middle of June. Guy.
To burn away the miasma in the air.
He is roasting himself like a suckling pig in the Palais des Papes.
Well, His Holiness is still breathing, isn't he?
Only because the pestilence doesn't want to get cooked alive either.
You can mock, but every carpenter on the Petite Fusterie is hammering coffins now, and they still ran out of wood.
I know, my ale tastes like sawdust.
And look across the street at the baker's house.
I saw the constables nail the shutters shut from the outside this morning.
Exactly. So if a plucked chicken can draw out the corrupted blood, I say fetch me a rooster.
I prefer the bishop's method.
Which is what?
Drinking a goblet of crushed emeralds mixed with wine.
We are cobblers, Luke.
So?
We do not have emeralds.
We could crush up some green glass from the abbey windows. It is basically the same humor.
That is broken glass. You would bleed to death from the inside.
At least my insides would sparkle, which is more than I can say for your chicken remedy.
Fine! Then what about bathing entirely in your own urine?
I would rather die.
People are doing it! It closes the pores against the bad air.
If the smell of Avignon hasn't killed us yet, a bucket of piss won't save us.
They also say you can chop up a snake and rub the chunks on the skin.
A snake?
Because snakes shed their skin, so they regenerate the flesh.
Guy, where in God's name are we going to find a snake in Avignon?
The woods are full of them.
The woods are full of bandits who will stab you for your boots.
Better to be stabbed than to choke on your own black blood.
I will take my chances with the blood.
There is also the bleeding. They say if you cut the vein directly over the heart...
Stop.
It drains the corruption straight from the source.
Half the city is drinking themselves blind and coupling in the gutters because the world is ending. And what am I doing?
I'm trying to keep us alive.
By talking about dead pigeons and hot pokers and snake chunks.
Why are you being so stubborn?
Because it is madness. All of it. It is pathetic flailing.
Luke, please!
What?
I checked my neck this morning.
What?
I checked my neck and under my arms.
And?
There is a lump.
You are lying.
It is the size of an almond, Luke. It burns like a coal.
It is a swollen gland. You cut your hand on an awl last week. The blood is just infected.
They are going to come nail my shutters closed.
We are not letting the constables near your house.
I'm going to end up in the cart with the baker.
Shut up. Shut your mouth.
I don't want to die, Luke.
You are not going to die.
Half the street is dead.
Then we will cure you.
With what?
The chicken.
You said it was stupid.
I said it was farmyard assault. I didn't say it wouldn't work.
You really think so?
Master de Chauliac wears a very nice hat. He must know something.
We need a live one.
I know a farmer near the river who owes me a favor.
It has to be plucked on the rump.
I will pluck the bastard myself.
Thank you, Luke.
Drink your wine fast before we go steal a bird.
I'm just saying, if I pay 3 florins for a box, I expect it to actually close all the way.
You're complaining about the craftsmanship of a man who hasn't slept since February?
He's right next door, Elara. I can hear him weeping while he saws.
At least he has steady work.
Steady work? The man is building pine wardrobes for people who won't even fit in them because they're too swollen.
Keep your voice down. The Pope's guards are still patrolling.
Let them patrol. They're dropping just as fast as the bakers.
I saw the Bishop of Winchester's nephew yesterday.
Oh? How did he look?
Like a man who swallowed a bruised plum and couldn't get it down.
Charming. Did he have one of those ridiculous wax death masks made beforehand?
Of course he did, but the artist completely botched the nose.
They always botch the nose.
It made him look like a very surprised pig.
Well, given the current state of Avignon, a surprised pig is an accurate likeness of us all.
Have you looked at the house across the street?
The one with the shutters nailed completely shut?
They nailed them from the outside. Simone.
I know. I watched them do it while I was buying turnips.
Do you think there's anyone still breathing in there?
If there is, they're probably very annoyed about the lack of sunlight.
You shouldn't joke about that.
If I don't joke about it, I'm going to start screaming and never stop.
Drink your wine. It's supposed to balance the humors.
My humors are perfectly balanced. They are entirely composed of cheap red wine and sheer panic.
It is getting harder to find a decent place to sit.
Because half the chairs in this tavern belong to people currently stacked like cordwood in the papal courtyard.
I heard the Pope consecrated the Rhône River.
He did. Now the fishermen have stopped casting their nets because they keep pulling up bodies snagged on the bridge pilings.
Saves on digging, I suppose?
Very efficient. You just toss your husband off the bridge and say a Hail Mary.
Did you do that?
No. Mine died of a standard mule kick 3 years ago, thank God.
A blessing, truly.
A luxury. He got a proper hole in the dirt and everything.
Now they just pile them up until the carts come.
And the cart drivers charge a premium if the corpse is heavy.
Which brings us back to the coffin maker next door.
Exactly. 3 florins. Ilara.
Why were you asking him the price of a coffin anyway?
Because I woke up with a headache and immediately updated my will.
You don't own anything.
I own this dress, the blue velvet one.
You're wearing it right now.
I know.
It's a Tuesday afternoon in a filthy tavern.
What am I supposed to do? Save it for a special occasion?
I see your point.
If I die tomorrow, I refuse to let my sister inherit this dress.
She would look terrible in blue.
She looks like a bruised turnip on her best days.
So you're wearing your best velvet to outspite the plague.
I am wearing my best velvet because the world is ending and the wine is sour.
It really is terribly sour.
And yet we keep ordering it.
Well, it kills the taste of the smoke from the pyres.
Nothing kills that taste, not even the garlic the plague doctors chew.
Those masks they wear are utterly terrifying.
Looks like a flock of giant, depressed ravens descended on the city.
They say the beak is stuffed with rose petals and mint.
It doesn't work. I saw one of them throw up behind the bakery.
You see entirely too much, Simone.
I have excellent eyesight. It's my best feature.
Better than your taste in men, certainly.
My dead husband, the mule provoker, would agree with you.
Pour me another cup.
We can't afford another cup.
I'll pay. I found a silver groat in the street.
You picked up money from the street? Are you insane?
I washed it in vinegar first. Mostly.
You're going to get us both killed.
Simone, we are drinking sour wine between a weeping coffin maker and a sealed tomb.
Fair point. Give me the cup.
To the blue velvet dress.
To outliving the weak.